Okay, so here we go. X squared plus 2x minus 1. Now, being in, what's this course called again? A little reminder. Honors. I would expect you guys to try to factor that first. So I'm like, all right, let's try to factor it. I know x and x. You need two numbers that multiply to what? Multiply to -1, but at the same time add to 2. Let's see, is that possible? Well, I know my numbers are going to be 1 and 1, right? Multiply to 1. Is there any signs you guys can put in that make them add to 2 and multiply to -1? Anything? If I put plus plus, that'll add to 2, but what's the problem? It'll be multiply to +1, I need -1. So we're correct. It's not factorable. You cannot factor it, but I still need you to solve for x. If you can't factor it, now I need to rely on the quadratic formula. Is this even like semi-familiar from last year? All right, so you've at least seen it maybe. All right, so I don't have to start from square one. The quadratic formula has 3 variables in it, a, b, and c. Where do I get those numbers from? The equation. Even though nothing is written there, isn't there a number in front of x squared? What is it? That is called your a value. Whatever number is in front of x squared is referred to as your a value. Whatever number is in front of your x is your b value. For us, that would be 2. And the c value is what's called the constant, the one with no variable, which would be -1. The sign goes with it, -1. Now this becomes plug it in to the quadratic formula. I'm going to go slow. X equals -b. So you take your b value and negate it. So what am I going to place here first? -2. Are we all right in that part? Plus or minus, because there's going to be 2 answers. -2 plus this, -2 minus this. Square root. Everybody stop. I do not want you to try to plug in for B, A, and C underneath here, because doing this class for so long as I have, too many mistakes happen. And they always happen right here underneath the radical. So I'm going to show you a way, make sure your calculators are out, that you can figure out this number 100% correct every single time. Because when kids use quadratic formula, the errors always occur underneath the radical. All right, so here's how we're going to use our calculator. Everyone, we have an A, a B, and a C value. We want to put those into the calculator right now. I've showed you this, I think, maybe on the first or second day of school. So I'm not expecting you to remember. What's my A value? 1. So I type in 1. Everyone see that button to the left of 1? That's store key. So we're going to take 1 and store it in for what variable? A, which is located right above your math button. So alpha math, 1, store it in for A, enter, it's in there. Let's do the same thing for B and C. What's your B value? B value? 2. Store it in for, and it goes in alphabetical order. Everyone see where B is. Alpha apps, enter. And then your C value, -1. Make sure you hit the negative sign, not the subtraction sign. -1, store it in for C. Boom. So all those numbers are in there now. And what we want the calculator to do is, can you tell me the value of b squared minus 4ac? So that's what I'm going to type in my calculator. B squared, here you go, b squared minus 4ac, and your magical calculator will plug all those numbers in for you the correct way. Everyone getting 8 out. There you go. That's the number underneath the radical, which is 8. Done. You don't have to worry about squaring b minus 4 times the a value times the c value. Too many errors happen. I prefer you use your calculator to do it. All good? And then as quadratic formula, this is all over 2 times the a value. So what do you think I'm going to put in the denominator here? 2 times the a value. What should go down there? 2. So that's just the plug-in part. We are far from done. Any questions about the plug-in part? Now I want this in simplest form. All right, this is far from simplest form because, like we worked on yesterday, you can break down 8. The square root of 8 you can break down. So go right ahead right now by yourself, in your group, go ahead, break down the square root of 8. This is why we practiced it yesterday. Find a perfect square that goes in, right? If you're wondering why the heck are we doing this random radical breaking down, this is why. What's the perfect square that goes into it? 4 times 2. So what's radical 8 break down to? 2 radical 2. So ready? Replace it. -2 plus or minus 2 radical 2 over 2. All I did was replace radical 8 with the simplified version. Still not in simplest form, though. Still not in simplest form. -2 divided by 2 is -1, right? Take a look. -1. Now, here's where the confusion's going to be, and I need to get you guys over this hump. You did -2 divided by 2, but you also have to divide by 2 on the other side of the plus or minus. Watch, and please don't write this down. Just let me show you. This right here can be written as 2 separate fractions. This one, plus or minus this one. Everyone see I just broke that down into 2 separate fractions. Means the same thing. So here's where I get my -1. What should I get on this side now? What's this going to reduce down to? Just 1 radical 2. There's your final answer. Simplified all the way. You have to divide both sides of the plus or minus by your denominator. Both sides. All right? Questions? Break down the radical. Divide each side by the denominator. All good? All right, let's go. 1 doesn't make you great. Look at number 2. We're not even talking factoring or quadratic formula yet. Why? Don't even talk about it. I have no interest yet. Unless it's equal to what? 0. Yeah, move the 5x over. And darn it, when you move the 5x over, can we write it in this correct order? Don't just throw the 5x at the end. 3x squared minus 5x, put it where it should be, minus 1 equals 0. All right, with the 2 ways I've shown you to factor, you can't factor it either way. Everyone see how you got a 3 out in front? I can't do multiply to 1 and add to -5 unless that's a 1 out in front. Okay, that method only works if the a equals 1. So if there's another number other than 1 out in front, just go right to quadratic formula. All right, what's your a value? Go. A value? 3. B value? -5. C value? There we go. Look at those voices ringing loud and clear and correct. X equals, who am I going to get on this one? -b. What number should be in there now? -b. If my b is -5 already, and I'm going to plug in for -b, it becomes positive. Are we all right there? +5. -5. Plus or minus? I'll wait for you guys. Go ahead. Store it in your calculator. Let's see what number I got to get underneath the radical. What are you guys getting underneath the radical? No one wants to try it? 37? Yeah, 37. We should all be getting 37 if we're storing the correct numbers in. 37, what do you get in the denominator? 2a. 2a in the denominator. 6. All right, you're going to love this now. Can we break down 37? Because now you want to break down your radical like we did 8. Can you break down 37? Any perfect square going to 37? 4, 9, 16, 25? I don't think so, right? So good news. If you can't break down the radical, this is as far as it's simplified. It can't be simplified anymore. Good news, huh? So if you can't break down the radical, you have gone as far as humanly possible. You are done. Okay? You are done. Look good? Okay. Here's the deal. You and your group are going to do the next one, and you don't call me over until you are all agreed upon with the final answer. And then I will allow you to go to the assignment. Claire, you want to hook up with Shannon over there? You all right with that, Shannon? Claire comes over. She's not bad. I've seen her work. You guys at home, I'll write the answer up once everyone gets going here. But you guys try it out as well, please. You're going to have a little cross multiplying. Get it equal to 0. Can I factor it? Always check the factor first before you go right to a quadratic formula. Converse with your group. Converse with your group. I don't want to come over unless we're all good to go. If you can't break down the radical, you're done. If you can break down the radical, keep trucking. Oh, are we? Okay. Well, Chromebooks out. I want the answer key to day number 1 opened up, and let's get trucking. Call me over if you didn't get the answer. I didn't show any work on it. So if you don't get the answer, call me over.
Once my meeting's done.
Oh, I did. I don't know if you have.
Where are we getting 200 from? A is 1, right? B is 5, C is 2.
Yeah.
And you store those in your calculator?
Yeah.
Did you do B squared minus 4AC?
Yeah.
Try it again. Never should get a negative on the radical. Okay. All right. Chromebooks out, answer keys out. If you don't get the answer I have, call me over and figure it out. Ladies night, what do we got over here? Okay, Chromebooks out. Day one answer key open. Let me see it. Not let me see it, but if you have issues, if you didn't match my answer, let me know.
And you can't.
Chromebooks out. Answer key open to homework number one. You don't have my answer, call me over.
It's a -5.
Yeah, I don't know. The only reason you say it's still.
Okay, everyone's got their Chromebooks out. Homework answer key open. If yours doesn't match mine, call me over and we'll figure out what went wrong. All right, you guys at home, putting up the final answer right now. What was it, 17 underneath the radical?
Yeah.
Right, 17. Can't break 17 down, so I am done right there. I am done. You guys are then moving on to the assignment for tonight. And what I'm going to do, everyone at home, is I'm going to put the assignment up on Classroom for you right now. You can take a picture of it, or you can do it through Kami. That's the only two ways you can submit homework on Classroom with me. All right, so you can do it through Kami or taking a picture if you got the packet in front of you. And it is due beginning of class tomorrow, just like it usually is if you were in class. Actually, you know what? I will make it due an hour after class ends in case you got to make any corrections. And it's tough to do corrections and pay attention to what's going on in class. So you guys at home, I'll make it due at, let's see, what are we at here? I'll make it due at 3 o'clock tomorrow. All right, this homework's due by 3 o'clock. Any homework's going to be due by 3 o'clock the next day.
I did. I just messed that up.
Oh,
Okay, it's up on Classroom for you guys again. I'm only going to accept a picture or Kami document. Solving proportions, that's what you did. There we go. Stop the video.